Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club. We continue with the terminal list, and we are close and close and close to the end. So probably we will see the devil soon, right? The main one, the main antagonist, I guess. Probably we already have seen him or her. Let's discuss it, right? We don't know yet, right? Still some suspense. Still we have some suspense. Still we have surprises and something. Okay, Vova, help me with the cast list. Should we mention someone especially?
Yes, Admiral Bijan.
Yeah, we have seen him many times, right? And he was attacked by Reece once during the meeting, right? But at this time, he is a centerpiece of the episode, right? So it's all about him, I guess. What is WarCom?
WarCom, I think it is a company.
No.
Command.
Yeah, warfare command, right? Someone is in charge of something military. WarCom. Yeah.
And the Navy does this often. They'll take 2 or 3 words and they'll just take the first syllable from each word and they'll make a new word. So WarCom is warfare command.
Yeah. NAB, right? Naval Air Base. Naval Air Base.
Yep, NAB, Naval Air Base. Yep.
NAB. Okay, so to pronounce it NAB.
We just got NAB.
Captain Howard. It's relatively new, right? Probably we have seen him, but it was not a main character before.
Yeah. Anytime Reece talks to his admiral, a lot of times there's 1 or 2 other people in the room. So he's one of those people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say much, but they're in the room listening. Remember, maybe it's in this one at one point, he calls both of them into the room and says, "We got a problem," you know? Yeah.
So yeah, do you understand what kind of job is for Captain Howard? What he's doing? What do you think? Can you guess?
If I understand correct, because I missed 2 episodes of this movie because I didn't have enough time for watching, but I think the Captain Howard was a helper of Admiral who provided some papers, data, or maybe send some documents, approvement with Admiral, if I understand correct. Maybe I'm wrong.
So kind of, it looked like he's kind of a personal assistant, right? Assistant.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's a special term for.
But I think that's in the WarCom I didn't know they used personal assistant or not. I think that they have other
how
name.
in Russian? Adjutant or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Adjutant.
Howard,
yeah,
he was the equivalent of a military lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime the admiral was worried about legal complications or being accused of a crime according to military law, he would bring in Howard and say, "Howard, if we do this, are we legally protected?" And so Howard was his lawyer. Consigliere or whatever you call them.
Yeah, I see. Sometimes it's, well, military guys, they do kind of a complicated job, right? Sometimes it's hard to believe that what you do is illegal, right? Sometimes it's hard to predict what is this.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anne and T.J. Howard, it's his family, right? And who is Commander Cox? Someone important for our story?
He's the black guy, I think, that did the training.
Yeah. So just, how we call it, one of these traitors, right? Or how we call them? Can we say they're traitors?
Yeah, basically. He was the black guy that's always on the beach training the SEALs with the big log.
Yeah.
That's this guy, the black guy.
Sergey, did you have a big lock in your army training, in your military training?
In my army, we didn't have black guys, and
No, I'm not talking about black guys. I'm talking about this big lock, you know, it's like a wooden sink.
not. In the first months, we removed some loan before the WarCom administration. It's all because we didn't have присяга, I don't know.
Forest?
Hmm?
Okay, so Tishli, why it's Old Mercy?
I'm not sure why they came up with that name. Mercy's like pity, right? The law takes pity on these poor soldiers that have to hold it up. It was just kind of an affectionate nickname. Old Mercy. Come here, Old Mercy.
Actually, during my military training, I remember that I always had something heavy in my head, always. So I never was walking like, you know, without any
Yeah.
errands, but I don't remember lock exactly. So it was some kind of, I don't know, boxes or some kind of cargo of military, but not lock.
Well, plus most soldiers have a backpack that weighs about 60 pounds.
Yeah.
So imagine marching with 60 pounds hanging on your back all the time.
Actually, I remember I was young when Iraq invasion was started, and I remember the first like TV news from this. And American soldiers, they looked like penguins, you know. They could not walk because of all this equipment they had.
Yeah. And do it in the sand also. Oh my gosh. You know, walk in the sand. Terrible. Yeah.
Okay, we remember Anthony
Leon. Yeah. Ramsey, we've seen Ramsey before, but I didn't know his name until this time I decided to look up his name.
Yeah, we remember McKinsey, right?
Mac, yep.
Katie Buranek and Jordan. It's a boss, kind of a boss, right? More like a client.
Editor. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was freelance. Katie was freelance, so she could work for Jordan. She could work for Alice. She could work for different news agencies. So he was one of the news agency bosses. Yeah.
Okay, we remember Madame Hartley. Hartley, what was her name? Oh, do you remember? Madame Hartley, U.S. Secretary of Defense.
Yeah.
I forgot. We'll find out. And her, a new one probably, right?
Yep.
Her assistant, kind of, right? Agent.
Yeah. Bijan Assad. Jihan, is Bijan Iranian or is it just Arabic?
I know it's not Arabic.
Okay, yeah, I know a couple of Iranians named Bijan, so that's an Iran name.
Okay.
So when you see that name,
well, some kind of suspicious, right? When you see an Iranian in a high position in Pentagon.
And it's funny, but I know at least 3 or 4 Iranian students that I've had in the past or have now, and all of them, their mindset is kind of like, I need to convince you that Iran they're the friendliest country in the world. We love everyone. They all have this mindset that they've got to convince you that Iranian people, they love everyone. They're very, very, very loving. And they act almost childish in this sense, or naive, I should say, naive. But all of them act like that. So it's strange.
Yeah, I think it's about stereotypes that we have, right? So we have external stereotypes. So let's like, when I travel, especially in the past in Spain, mostly people look at me like I'm a gangster, right? Because of this Russian mafia. So yeah. I got used to say, you have nothing to be worried about. So, okay. Let's start with our questions, right? So we know everyone. Okay, number 1. Vova, could you start with number 1?
At the beginning, on of this episode. What are Admiral Pure, Captain Howard, and Commander Cox concerned about?
Remember that they had some kind of a meeting, something. They were in the same room. This is
Yes, yes.
the very beginning.
Mhm.
What was the reason?
Yes, I think Howard was very
Worried or upset, probably, right? He went there and said, you know, so we need kind of start plan B, right? Contingency, right?
Yeah, if people find out what we did, are we protected legally? That was what his question was. We need a contingency plan. If they find out what we did, are we protected? If not, what can we do?
I got it like they want you know to escape somewhere, right? To be lost in Mexico or something.
That's right. I think Howard's contingency plan was, let's just leave the country. Then they can't get us. Go to a country where they can't make us come back. Yeah. So, and the other two said, no, we're not leaving the country.
Yeah, so I remember they were saying like, you know, they are brutal men, right? So we are facing the consequences. We will take care of it. Yeah. But from this episode, we understand that they are not only guilty, but they understand, right? That they make something bad because of this conversation. Jihan, did you have this impression when you watched it, that they are criminals and they understand that kind of they are a gang of criminals?
Yes, they know that they involve themselves in something illegal or suspicious at least, and they just want to protect themselves.
Yeah. Well, interesting, right? Because before that, in the movie, like many people, they were, you know, like we are doing what we have to do, right? So we are just doing business. So they did not make an impression that they are guilty of something, right? Just business, you know. We are making money.
Now, a term you need to understand in English is extradition.
Yeah.
Extradite is the verb. So he said we need to leave the country and go to a country that does not have an extradition treaty. Extradition is an agreement between two countries so that if there's a criminal from country A and he runs to country B, country B and country A have an agreement that they will return each other's criminals. So he said, we need to go to a country that does not have an extradition treaty so that the US can't make the country send you back as a prisoner.
Yeah, and because US is a kind of a powerful country, so many countries like to extradite, right? People who are guilty in America. So it's not easy.
Now, this caused a problem a couple of years ago because Canada arrested a Chinese spy, and we said, we have jurisdiction. He did something in our country. So we made Canada extradite that guy to the US. And that made China very, very angry. And they hated Canada, and they punished Canada with economic, sanctions and stuff. Yeah. But we do that all the time. Interpol will catch someone and extradite the criminal back to the country of origin.
Sergey?
I want to add about extradition. 10 or 5
Yeah,
years.
please be loud, please. It's hard to hear. Yeah, please.
Yeah. Last 10 or 5 years in Russia, we are permanently listening the word extradition because of Snowden, because of other Assange, and we watched some news about extradition, and I like the story with Assange because he moved to England and he moved to Ecuador embassy, and he told, "I'm a house, I'm a house." And it was funny because
You cannot see me, I'm safe. Right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Assange, is that what how you spell his name?
Julian Assange.
WikiLeaks.
Yeah, the WikiLeaks guy. He was always trying to hide in another country. I think he was in Ecuador for a long time, and finally Ecuador said, "Get out of our embassy." Yeah.
Okay, Sergey, so if you have a problem with law in Russia, where you go? Where you should go? Do you know?
In London, I have to choose some countries who didn't have, who doesn't have the extradition agreement with Russia.
Do you know names? So which one's the first?
Ukraine.
Well, the first one, in my opinion, is Great Britain. So Great Britain never cooperate with Russian law, and all our, magnates, all our criminals, and when we had a Chechen war, so many war crimes, they always go to England, because it's safe. Russia cannot get you there.
Yes, I listened about some head of Chechen army who moved to England, and he changed the dress. He announced some new with costume with.
Yeah, it was. I remember this time. It was kind of a competition, So we're looking for these guys in Russia, but England, make press conference for them, just to show, they are safe, they are, legally ingrained in this country. Yeah, so it was harsh, right? And so yeah, I think you cannot say I listened to. You say I heard, right? So you heard about something.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so we know about these three criminals, right? Let's go to our good guys. Number 2. Anyone? Jihan, could you please cover number 2?
I was trying to remember the answer, but I couldn't.
Okay, let me help you. So there was a complication, right? So these guys, they were not civil guys, right? They don't live in the town, right? They are inside Marine base. Do you remember Admiral Pillar said, we have 5,000 sailors here, right? A lot of people with guns, right?
Yes,
Now-
I remember. Sorry.
Go ahead.
The hardest target was Pillar. He could get Howard because he has a family, and he could manage to reach Cox too.
So Cox and Howard worked on the Navy base, but after work, they lived off the Navy base. So Howard and Cox, they could get in the evenings, but Pillar never left the Navy base. He slept on the base, worked on the base, shopped on the base. He never left the base.
Yeah.
It looks like a prisoner.
Yeah. So Pillar wasn't worried. What are you worried about? I never leave the base. I'm safe. But the other guys lived off base.
Usually, do you think that for Pillar it was an obligation from his position, from his job? No?
No, we can choose to live on base in what we call Navy housing, or if you've got a family, you can choose to live off base. So it was his choice. He was probably single, so maybe he didn't have a family, so he could just stay on the base all the time.
Yeah. I remember I read a book, kind of a memory book of our first president, and he wrote it was so interesting because our president, they have special, special defense, special bureau who protects them, and they dictate to president what to eat and what not to eat. And so you cannot just buy something, on street market. They will, follow you and say, you cannot eat this. And president asked, what about my family? Family is not our concern. They can,
They can be kidnapped, tortured. We don't care about them. Yeah.
That is strange.
Yeah.
Okay. 5,000 sailors then. Oh, 3, I don't know. Can you cover number 3? Because I don't remember correctly, I guess. So what was the news video? Do you remember?
But I remember this moment, but I don't remember correctly what she watching. but maybe it was in news about moving of Reece, and maybe, but
Teacher wrote the answer. You know, teacher, my problem is that I did not understand that it was a news report. I thought it's kind of a, you know, internal investigation video or something.
Remember, it was a video that the news people made of Katie and Horn. Remember when Horn was leaving the building to go to his car, Katie ran down and said, "I know what you did. You got a project and you caused a whole platoon of Navy SEALs to get tumors and you killed them all." So that it was a video of that news footage. And she learned that, wow, Katie Buranek knows about Project 4895. She knows the platoon all had brain cancers. She knows they all were murdered. Maybe some of that was not known to Madam Secretary. So she was watching that going, wow, I didn't even know all of this, you know. So that's what was happening in the plane. She was learning that Katie Buranek knew all of this conspiracy stuff and said it out loud where the news recorded it on video. So she became very concerned at that point.
Elsa, correct me if I'm wrong. I got an impression that by the way Horn spoke with her, it was clear that Horn knew about that. It was kind of a how to say it, kind of a admission, or how to say, when we it implied he was guilty. Oh, you're crazy, you know, that's nonsense. There's one thing I can categorically deny, that's all lies. Yeah. It has nothing to do with me, right? So I categorically disagree. Yeah. So you get suspicion, right? You get suspicious after this.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so yeah, what about number 4? So we did not let you talk about number 3. What about number 4? Can you answer? It was a press conference with Defense Secretary, right? And they asked about Reece case.
Madam Secretary, you knew James Reece, right? What did you think about him?
He's crazy. He's a killer, right? He's going to kill us all.
But she didn't say that. She said, he's a fine person. He took an oath to defend this country. And in his mind, he is doing his oath. So she never called him a terrorist. She said he's doing what he thinks is right.
And I think it's a brilliant example of political talks, right? So, so she said nothing. Actually, she did not judge him, did not condemn him in anything. But it was a guy who is just killing another guys, right? So that's what's interesting.
Yeah, she didn't say he was a terrorist. If she says he's a terrorist, then the reporter was saying, did you know he was a terrorist? Because you knew the man. You talked to the man. You didn't see that he was a terrorist? So she couldn't admit that she thought he was a terrorist, even if she did. So she just kept it, you know, he was a professional soldier. He took an oath. He's doing what he thinks is right, you know.
But, you know, if I take her words, you know, in another situation, just exactly as it is, so I will say the same, you know, about terrorists who, I don't know, blasted the 9/11, right?
Yeah, they all believe in their cause. Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. So I like these political talks very much because it says nothing.
Yeah.
Do you agree with me that her words were kind of dodgy, I would say, right? So I'm talking with you, but you cannot catch me. She admitted nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one, number 5. Jihan, could you please cover number 5? Katie and Layun in the office.
Question number 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the officers learned that Katie knew about the secret project, and she could cooperate with them. Like both sides have something to give to each other, but I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. Do you remember the kind of intonation, how it started? So who was the, the boss of the situation?
I remember his face, but not his name. He was like a black guy or a brown skin.
You're talking about Layun? No?
Yes.
No, Leon was the FBI guy. He was the FBI agent. Mac was in the room and Depp was in the room. And they had taken Katie into custody because she knew James Reece. So she might have been an accomplice, a helper of James Reece, which makes her guilty of murder too. So they were trying to intimidate her into revealing information about Reece, where he is, who is he going to kill next. So she gave them one critical piece of information, the cap table. Search Horn's computer, or was it?
Yeah, exactly. Horn's computer.
And find something called a cap table, and that will tell you who he's going to kill in order. So that helped the FBI a lot.
Yeah, but my question, Jihad, was more about, was Katie kind of a partner of them, or she was, something petty at this situation?
No, she was working for her advantage because she's a journalist and wanted to publish this article. So she's only was concerning about herself.
Yeah, I remember I got the impression that in this office, she was under pressing, I would say, right? Or you tell us everything, or you're going to be in prison soon, right?
Yeah, you're working with Reece. We can accuse you of being a murderer along with Reece because you've been helping him. You knew what he was doing, Yeah.
So I cannot say it was kind of, free will sharing of information. It was kind of under some pressure, I would say.
Quid pro quo. You tell us information that helps us, we'll let you go.
I remember they did not promise that, actually. They did not say you will go. They say we will.
That's true.
We will look. I will look what can I do for you, right? So
Yeah.
it meant nothing, right?
Yeah, Layun was cagey. Yeah, he didn't say he didn't promise he would do something. He said, I'll see what I can do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And in my opinion, it's it's kind of a police trick, right? So they did not promise you anything. So after that, you have no surprise, right? If they put you in prison.
Yeah.
But what also brought my attention, I remember that it was Layun and it was a few his subordinates. And when he said, okay, go and search this computer, they were kind of surprised, like really? So you're going to this kind of line of investigation? So they were surprised.
Yeah, they didn't believe Katie was telling them the truth. They thought she was trying to wiggle out of it by giving them some nonsense to distract them. But Layun believed her. Go do it. Are you kidding me? Go do it. Look what we found. Yeah.
I remember he said, "Go and do it." Are you serious? He looked. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So he did not ask second time, right? He did not ask second time. Just looked at her, right? Okay. Well, I remember that you told us that you had a feeling that Layun is kind of a bad officer, corrupt officer. Do you still have this feeling? No. So he improved, right? He's a good guy, right? Okay. Well, could you please cover next one, number 6?
Describe Madame Hartley meeting with the Admiral Pure. Madame Hartley went to the Admiral Pure and
She demanded some kind of, I don't know, details, right? She requested, please explain me what is happening on, right?
yes, and Admiral Pure said that he has an order.
He had an order, right? So what I did, how he said it? I have a standing order for everything I did. Right?
Yeah.
So does it in my eyes it means I'm fully covered, right? So what I did, I was just forced to do, ordered to do, right?
Yeah. Her issue was, she said, you got a whole platoon murdered on this mission. Yes. On one piece of information. Yes. Who was that guy? I can't tell you. Who approved that information? Who verified that information? I can't tell you. All I can tell you is the Pentagon said, if I hear something, I should act on it. So she was saying that the evidence, the clue was weak. The intelligence was weak. And yet he got a whole platoon killed over somebody's word. And we don't even know who it was. So she was very upset about that.
And I remember she asked him how strong was this intel, right? And he said, it's more for Langley, so ask them, right? I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. It's a Langley question. I don't understand what that was.
Yeah. So probably it was a blitzkrieg from Madame Hartley, right? She tried to catch him, but it wasn't successful, I would say.
Yep. And she took Bijan Assad with her to be a witness to the conversation. So anything that was said, he could verify what was said. So he said, I brought this agent along for protocol to make sure this conversation is captured in case we got to go to court. What you say to me is going to go on record.
I don't know about how you got it, but Admiral Pillar in this movie, he looked like stereotypical military guy made of steel, right? So he's confident. He is always have his answers, right? So and he doesn't care about these civilian guys, So he is kind of, I guess we from the how to say it. He's obsolete now, right? It's impossible to be so manly man.
Wow. Yep.
Jihan, what do you think about this? What do you think about this Admiral? Is it too much male? Too much male? I don't know. Did you share my impression of him that he's so solid?
You mean Pillar?
Yeah.
He was kind of selfish to me. He only cares about himself and he only wants to protect himself.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but well, I kind of like it the way when later he met these agents, So they gave him a paper and he said, I don't care to read it, right?
Yeah. I don't care. You people are crap. I don't care about your piece of paper. This is a military base. You're a civilian. You can't do anything here. But I'll let you do it because I'm a nice guy, Yeah,
because I have nothing to hide, right? It was fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Sergey, could you help us with number 7? Captain Howard's family.
When Captain Howard returned home, and he announced that he and his family have to go to Key West. If I understand correctly, it's like a resort region, maybe. And his family was surprised of this decision, and his wife asked him, what's happened? No problem. Only we have to go and we will relax. But I can't because I have two games of basketball. No, we will cancel your basketball game. Obviously, they have a problem. The problem was covered, and his family understood that we have a problem. We have the problem, and they had this small discussion about it before arriving FBI officer of Reece.
Yeah. I don't think the boy knew there was a problem, but the wife immediately knew
What did
you're
you
in,
do?
you're
What did
in
you do?
deep shit. Yeah, we're in deep shit. What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was the Govard. He was kind of opposite to Admiral Pillar, right? He was worried. He was not confident, and his wife like read him like an open book, right? So he went there and say, "What is the problem? There is no problem. Just a vacation until everything settled down." So what should settle down then? Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm imagine if I have been if I have in Captain Howard and I returned home and told my family, yes, we go to the resort. What? It's
Right now. Yeah, right now.
not
Hurry.
right now. Now it's November. No problem. I know the good place for resort. Not. it's
Yeah.
it would
I
sound
think
good.
when we tell about such a hypothetical situation, we should use if I were right. If I were someone, I would
Yeah.
do something. I
Yeah,
guess.
if I were to do that with my family, yeah, my wife would hit me with a book, you know.
Yeah, it will not work with me. It wouldn't work with me. But... Okay, let's go to the next one. Number 8, right? Jihan, could you answer number 8 if you remember? Jihan, can you please answer number 8?
Yes, sorry. I remember he said that he will run away.
Mhm.
I don't know exactly where.
Peru. Do you know in Latin America there is a country called Peru? And it
Yes,
has
I heard about it. Yeah.
a small island. So what was Ben what was Reece worried about? Why he asked brother? Why did he care about this situation?
Maybe Reese could die in the process of taking his revenge. So his brother will like stay at last alone. So he would like to know how he would live his life and how he would rescue himself.
Yeah, I got it like, Reece was worried that he involved his brother in all this kind of situation. So he felt guilty, I guess, my impression.
Mhm,
Yes. Yeah, Ben worked for the CIA, which is kind of like the FBI. They're a federal law enforcement agency. And Ben worked for them, but Ben was helping Reece secretly. His CIA didn't know that Ben was spending time helping Reece. Reece is a terrorist, a domestic terrorist. And if the CIA found out that Ben was helping a terrorist secretly, then Ben would be in a lot of trouble and he would go to prison.
Yep.
So he said, Ben, if you get found out, what will you do? How will you escape? And he said, oh, I got a place in Peru. I'll just fly out of the country and go live in Peru. Yeah, he said, Dad, don't worry. I got little money saved up. I got a place in Peru. No problem. Yeah.
In my opinion, the most kind of important thing that Ben said, it's not you involved me into this, it's they, right? They put me to this situation. So don't put you, right?
Yeah, the killers, the people that killed your family got me in this situation. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good. It's good that Ben got it in this way, right? Otherwise, it would be quite uncomfortable for Reece, I guess, to feel this guilt. Yeah.
Yeah, guilt. It was all about guilt and blame. Yeah.
Okay, let's go further. Or how to say further?
Further.
Since I am naive. Well, help me.
Saying guilt, but
Further. Okay, I will try more. And it's what? It's number 9, right? Sergey, could you please describe this meeting on number 9?
You mean the meeting before in front of the office when Agent Lyons arrived?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agent Lyons arrived and he announced that yes, we have the special documents for checking your places. who are you, guy? And this is U.S. Army place, and I'm ahead of this place. I have my rules according my Minister of Defense who delegated these rules. You are not. You are no. You are nobody for me. But
Yeah.
I am a good guy, and I can't. I nothing cover for you because I didn't do something.
Yeah, anything wrong.
What? Yeah. Thank you very much, for your help. Yeah, and both sides understood this game, and both sides understood the rules, and they admit. They helped to. They invited the FBI agents in this base. They have the meeting after.
Yeah, and do you remember that commander, right? Admiral Pillar gave something to agent. What it was?
No.
It was a paper. It was a kind of documents, right? So he said, you know, there is everything documented. So read this, and you know, and say hello to this beach, right? Or something.
Yeah, basically, here's what you're looking for. I'll just give it to you. Okay?
Yeah, nice game. So he said, I know why you are here, right? So it's interesting. Yeah, well, risky game, right? I would say pretty risky game.
And if you, I think that you remember the moment when they discuss about the document. Admiral Pirro told somebody put his sign, somebody put the stamp. What? It's nothing for me because it's your document. It's not my document.
But the same in many countries, right? I cannot imagine that police can break into, you know, Russian military base. So they are nobody for them, right?
It would be a courtesy visit. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They have they will have the special document, special permission for inviting the, but because this is army.
Yeah, what we're talking about is kind of different chain of command, right? So you have some, I don't know, some, how we call it, some privilege in real life, some authority, right, in civilian life, but there you are nobody. So I live by another rules, another law.
Yeah.
But this moment looks strange for people who didn't have the army experience. That's why they think it looks strange. But who had some relationships with armies, they understand that it's normal.
Yep. Okay, so they got the documents, very important documents, right, for everyone, for story, for investigation story, for everyone. So they got it. Okay, let's go to the next one. Vova, could you please cover number 10?
Okay. Describe how he takes care of Commander Cox.
Who's Commander Cox? Let's start with this.
Bijan.
He's one of these three, right? And black guy, right?
Yes, baby. He's
Attacked him.
yes, that's him, and
Yeah, it's interesting. It's hard to describe, right? First of all, he made some kind of medical injection, right, to him. So to, I guess, to paralyze him or something. Then he got, how we call it, a collar. Can I say collar, teacher, for him? Kind of a strap around his neck.
Yeah, probably a harness. He was tied to the log. So if the log went underwater or went down, then it would pull his head underwater. Yeah.
And after that, they had a conversation, right?
Yes.
About what?
About
I guess Reece blamed him, right?
yes.
So do you remember, my guys, right? So we were a brotherhood, and you was a part of this brotherhood, right? And now you're a traitor. These people died because of you. That's the reason, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Tied him to a log light. Right? Mercy, right? And what happened in the end?
He left him in
Left him.
in bad position. No position, just
Yeah, yes. He actually, how we call it? He sunk, right? He drowned in the water, I guess.
Yep. He said, "Where's your team now? You don't have a team. You're a bad guy. You don't have a team to support you. So I'm going to let this log go." And remember that he had a broken arm from the fight.
Yeah.
So he had no chance. So when Reece let go of the log from the raft, it just pulled Cox underwater and he drowned and probably washed up on the beach.
So to call it, to call it right word, it was a torturing, right? So because there was no reason for talking, right? So he did not need no new information or something. So it was just, a torturing of this guy, I guess.
Yeah, he wanted to kind of gloat, when you were training me, you said I was going to fail. You said I was weak. You said I needed to depend on my team. Well, now you're holding the log. Where's your team? You don't have a team because you're evil, Yeah.
Nice word, gloating, right? Gloating. So it's kind of connected to the word you taught us, chef-d'oeuvre or something. Right?
Yeah.
Sergey,
So okay,
sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to add that this is a good example of brotherhood for me. This episode with the Cox, and we see and we watched a lot of similar moments, because when new boys went to the army, they are told about the brotherhood. For me, this interesting moment when Commander Cox told about pension. You have to understand that we have small pension after the army, but I saw that in U.S. Army there is a good pension for previous
I'm not sure.
army guys.
Probably people are people, right? It's never enough, right?
Yeah, and when I watched some TV shows, TV serials about cops, American cops, they permanently talk. We have the good pension. We have the good social pocket for me and for my family. That's why I'm not corruption. I think that the American army has the similar system, because it's normal.
Yeah, but you understand, right? That what is normal for 99%, there will be one who will say it's not enough anyway.
Yeah, and I want to add that the Commander Cox understood that now he will die 100%. But please die as a man. Die without something, but only die. And you think that if you describe your motivation, Commander Reece stopped to die in you?
Yeah, you understand your point. So it was useless to answer, right? So if you say, I did it because of my low pension, right? What will Reece say? Okay, then, right? So, okay. I'm sorry. Let's go home, right?
So a little. So there's really two ironies here. One irony is that Cox trained Reece on that beach, and now Reece is kind of training Cox in morality. And the log was called Old Mercy, but Reece was showing Cox no mercy.
Yeah.
So some irony there. Cox knew that he was going to get no mercy from Reece. He was going to die.
But actually, I still think that I understand the motivation of Reece, but it's still not something pleasant to contemplate. So all this torturing, and I think, I think it's kind of too much in my book. Okay, let's go to the next one. What about Captain Howard? Jihan, could you please tell us about his fate?
Okay, I remember Reese's brother disguised as an agent and went to his house. He told him to come after him to a specific place, he with his family. And then we see them tied up, all the 3 members of the family around the car. And Reece is told Howard like to help him, to end him and save his family. But he was like crying and screaming. And then Reece pulled his son to threaten him, saying, your family for my family, like a tit for tat. Then he used like, I don't know, it's a substance, like he injected something in him.
Yeah,
he went unconscious.
The name for this, it's a kind of a take a hostage, right? So he took his family, right, like hostages. So you will do what I will tell you, right?
But we didn't see the last result. It just seemed like he killed Howard, but we didn't know what happened to his son and wife, right?
I think it showed a news clip where they were the police were taking the family, had found the family and was taking care of them. I think there was a very short TV news clip where the family was being met by the police. So he let the family go.
Okay, Jihan, how would you grade this behavior of Reece? Is it, can we agree that it was necessary?
It's too much. Like spending your last days of your life just taking revenge, and you know that you will die at last. No need for it.
Yeah, there is a complicated point, right? So, and they raised this point. So, first of all, Howard said, for the sake of my family, right, let them go. And what Reece says, this had a family, that guy had a family, so I had a family, right? And where is my family now? So why should you be special? So I feel like I have a right to decide the fate of your family, right? So he had some kind of logic, but I can't say that I can, agree with this logic or follow it.
Yeah. Generally, you kill the top guy, the boss, the man responsible for the order. But he didn't know that person. So he had to start at the bottom. Who are you working for? Bam. Who are you working for? Bam. So he had to work his way up because he didn't know who the head of the snake was. If he had known it was like, the guy at the top, he might have just killed the guy at the top and been happy. But he didn't know that, so he had to work his way up from the bottom. So that meant a lot of people had to be tortured, threatened, and I guess they had to kill them so they wouldn't warn the people above. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is that at the end of the story, whatever happened, we cannot say, that Reece is a good guy, I guess. That he did something, good, whatever it was, right? Whatever, in what way it will end, I guess.
Yep. And remember, the people at the low level were the ones that killed his family and tried to kill him.
Yeah.
So the people at the low level were guilty too. So he killed them all. Yeah, a little extreme. I mean, he was clearly breaking the law, somewhat of a terrorist. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So what we call an anti-hero.
Yeah, kind of. But I guess it's a good part of the series. You know, we don't draw like a black and white picture, right? So this guy is white, this guy is black. So our white guy is pretty black, I would say, pretty gray.
Yeah.
Okay, number 12. Sergey, could you please?
Describe what happened. But I don't remember Agent Azad.
Yeah, let me try to help you. So it was in the kind of this police office. So Ramsey, he was his boss. And what he did, he actually stopped the investigation from Layun, right? He said, it's my case. Am I right, Julie? You're talking about this?
Yes. Yeah. He's trying to take the case back, and he said, there's no crime.
Yeah.
He did what the Pentagon told him to do. There is no crime, but there was a cover up. The cover up we can go after.
Yeah. So at this point, if I understand it in correct way, so Layun at this point not authorized anymore to do this investigation, right? So Admiral Pillar now it's not a subject of investigation. He is covered from this, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a simple one. What about next one, Sergey? Number 13.
Yeah, and I remember this moment when Captain Howard arrived to office of Admiral Pillar, and they have short conversation. Admiral Pillar asked, I called you several times. Where you are? Where you are?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are dying. Do you understand what's going on? I have a sense of it.
Yeah, and the Captain Howard looks like a very frustrated person, and he got the smartphone to Admiral Pillar, and they had the conversation with Commander Reece, and Commander Reece asked him about soldier and about balls. Was balls 4,000? I don't remember. 4,000 balls. What's the ball?
1,400. So
Yeah.
in American way, I guess they call it 1,400s, right? In the movie, it was like 1,400s of balls.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
balls?
Ball bearings. Yeah, ball
I
bearings.
don't understand. I don't understand what do you say. And please see to the Captain Howard. Captain Howard opened this jewel, and we saw the bomb. And when he called the traitor Howard.
Yeah.
After that, the bomb.
Yeah.
blew.
You know something is strange when he says, "Oh, my phone's ringing. Here, it's for you."
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Trust me, I know.
Oh God.
And I like these dialogues, you know, they are kind of Rambo style, all right? So just for conversational purpose, let's assume I don't know.
You can't kill me. You need my information. Assume that I already know your information. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that Howard got killed as well?
I think, yeah.
It was a fireball, right? Yeah.
So we are pretty much sure, yeah. So Howard sacrificed his life for the sake of his family.
Yeah.
I think in the end it was a good way for him. He died as a man.
Yeah, that is a man. Yeah. Sergey and I, under Russian cultural tradition, so our heroes always dead, right? If you dead, you can be a hero. You cannot be.
I hope no.
You cannot be a living hero, right? In our culture, so. Okay, let's talk about internet thing, right? Sending the story. Jihan, can you cover number 14?
Okay. Katie was in the library. She's preparing the article. And then she called her boss saying that she wanted the article to be published tonight. He agreed on it, and then she sent it. Then after an hour, she called him back saying, I don't see you are publishing what I sent. And he said, you have to send it so I could publish the thing you want. Then she suspected that there's something around her, and she decided to pick all her stuff because someone like cut off the internet. And then suddenly that woman with her subordinates came and sit with her.
So to block her email to her boss, someone had to have a lot of power, right? A lot of power and influence, control over the internet. And then Hartley steps into the room. Whoa.
Yeah, and it's interesting that it was clear in the movie that it's a Gmail, so Google Mail account, and the movie, the letter was sent, so it was shown that it was sent already. So someone, I don't know how it happens. Someone stopped delivering of this or retracted. So it was a very powerful person.
A single email was blocked on the internet. Yeah, pretty suspicious. Whoa. Yeah.
Fine. Okay, and the last one, the 15. Sergey, who is a new name on our list? On the list,
Madam Horton.
Madam Hartley, right?
Yep.
Hartley, yeah, Madam Hartley.
And what did she say to Katie? Do you remember? I like this kind of dialogue, as
Yes,
well.
and she told her, I read your article, but it's not true in my opinion. If you want, we have more time for discussion, and I can got your interview, exclusive interview. I have it. Will I have a choice? I think have to ask Katie, but in my opinion, Katie didn't have a choice.
Yeah, because Katie is one. Well, she's a reporter, right? So he wants the story to be completed, right? And I like this dialogue, So I read your story; it's interesting, but it's wrong. So, and if you want to, I'm open for the interview session.
Yeah. Don't embarrass yourself by publishing something that's not quite accurate. Let me tell you the real truth. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. So, Sergey, what do you think? This, this madam, what was her name? I always forget.
Hartley.
This Madam Hartley, I don't know, was it her fault or it was, just fabricated, signature or something?
I think it was some organization where Hartley was a part, not a head of this organization, but very important, but only part, not in the head of snake, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jihan, what do you think? Is Madam Hartley a good person or bad person?
I believe it's still not clear, but it seems she's more to be a bad person than a good.
I see. Well, my initial thoughts was, when you are a big boss, so you have to sign a lot of documents. And probably you have to trust your team. So the team prepares these documents, right? And you can sign something, that has bad consequences. I can believe this. So I guess it's the case, but I'm not sure.
Remember Horn and Tedesco?
Yeah.
Horn resumed testing on humans and didn't tell Tedesco.
Right.
And when he found out, he had a change of heart. He went to Katie and said, "We got a problem." Yeah.
Yes, I think who reads this very small This,
Yeah, small font, right?
yes.
So it was a big paper with,
Yes,
yes, with many things. And Madam Hadley just put her stamp on this, like approved. Okay.
And this has happened in US history with the Nixon Watergate scandal
Yeah.
and with the Clinton email gate scandal. The question is always asked, what did they know and when did they know it? If they knew it at the beginning, they're guilty. If they found out later when it was too late, they might be innocent. So we always say, what did he know and when did he know it?
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all about this episode, right? We covered it all. I kind of enjoyed it. I don't know why. Maybe because I like it, this, military feature of Admiral Pillar, and all. And I like it, the dialogues in this episode. Don't know why, but they, so Rambo style, so profound, so you cannot fake it. You have to write it,
Yeah.
beforehand.
You don't scare me. Yeah. I'll die a man,
Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's do a few slides. Yeah, Sergey, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I have to go.
See you next week.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, we about to end. Let's do a few slides and that's all. Vova, can you please start with this one? What can you see here?
Soldiers are
Training
yes,
with
Odin.
yes, be old mercy. With offense. Nice one. So what they do? They're bending, right? They're, I don't know how we call this muscles in the belly, right?
We call them, excuse me, we call them sit-ups. You lay back, and you sit up. So we call them sit-ups. They help your stomach, your abdomen muscles. Yeah.
Abdomen muscle, yeah, nice. Well, so is it a C behind them?
Yes,
Why? Why it's important to do on the beach?
because they are Navy SEALs.
Exactly. They're Navy after all, right? They're not just, brainless Marines or someone. So the sea is very important. Yeah, it's funny. Do you think they are happy or they are suffer from this exercise? Suffering. Why it's important that soldiers always suffering during their training?
They teaching women.
They are preparing to be real soldiers. Right? So suffering is the essence of your life, of your future life. Okay. Okay, nothing more here, I guess. Let me switch a few to find something. Yeah, let's talk about this one. Jihan, can you please talk about this picture?
Okay, I remember this was at the beginning of the episode, where Reece and his brother, I don't know how to describe it, I forgot the word.
Reconnaissance or something.
Tailing the three targets. They are in front of the base.
Yeah.
How can I describe this boat? It's a flag. Yes, I always forget the parts of the boat, especially the white thing on the top.
Stern and
I can't remember.
aft and stern. Am I right, teacher?
Well, the bow and the stern,
Oh, okay.
which is in directions, it's forward and aft. And then you've got port and starboard.
Port and starboard. Okay.
It's got a mast, and the mast has a boom,
Boom
and
is
the
a-
mast can
Yeah.
rotate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sail is collapsed, so the sail is furled.
Yeah.
So you can extend the sail or furl the sail.
Mhm. Full and extend. Extend, it means that make it, you know,
Move, yeah.
yeah, make it move.
So right now they're stationary. The sail is down. Probably the anchor is down. I think in the front, you might see an anchor chain going into the water. So they're stationary right now. To stay stationary, you've got to furl the sail. Otherwise, the wind's going to blow your ship away. Yeah.
Jihan, do you remember they discussed a way, you know, let's make a shot from sniper rifle? Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
So what was the problem with this shot? Why they didn't choose this behavior?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe because there are some innocent people there. I can't remember exactly the reason.
Have you been on the boat?
Yes, once.
Yeah, so, you know, it's about waves, you know, so boat is pretty unstable. You cannot, you know, predict kind of the next, I don't know how to call it.
The direction?
The ocean waves cause the boat to do this.
Swing, or how we call it.
Yeah, swing is okay, or sway, swing or sway. So if you're aiming off the boat, the ocean's making the boat go up and down. So you're trying to shoot someone with the rifle barrel going up and down.
Yeah. And 1 millimeter of, you know, of change in the direction is very crucially important, right? So,
Over a long distance, yeah.
so that's why he said 50 to 50 watts or something. But in my opinion, it was very positive, you know, estimation, 50 watts.
Yeah, so he said it's a coin toss on a good day. So if the ocean was very calm with just a little movement, maybe he had 50% chance of hitting. But if the ocean was really moving, he'd have no chance of hitting. So he said, nah, too risky. Yeah.
Jihan, what do you think about this yacht or boat? Is it a posh one or, I don't know, cheap one, something?
No, it doesn't look cheap at all. Especially the inside. It's from like brown wood and white. I don't know. It seemed expensive to me.
Yeah, for the boat, I guess it's pretty posh, right? For the yacht,
Yes.
pretty simple one, I guess. Yachts tend to be, I don't know, posh, you know, white and silver and all shiny, all these things.
This is small enough that one person can steer and control the sail. But a larger ship might be 2 people or more. But this one's small enough that one guy could sail this ship alone. Yeah.
We
In
can't.
now, yachting is a very kind of common, I don't know, for tourists. So they take like 10 people and you sailing for 5 days or something, Mediterranean Sea. So it's very popular now. And these yachts are larger, right, than this one. So this one is small, I guess, for 5 days.
Yeah, billionaires have yachts that have swimming pools and bars and party rooms and all kinds of ungodly things.
And helicopter, you know, air.
Yeah, helicopter deck, yeah. And most of them are owned by Russian billionaires.
It used to be, you know, now all this yachts belongs to someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, let
Terrible.
me choose the last one, you know, to discuss. Okay, let's talk about this one. So it's Howard, right? And he is, by his facial expression, he is ready to die. He is kind of praying, could be. And what he has, I don't know the right name for this, but it's kind of, I'm sorry, in Russia, in some ways, we call it jihad something. I don't remember. So jacket for jihad or something. Jihad is a kind of a word for sacred war or like this.
Yep, holy war, yeah.
Holy war, yeah.
Is how we
And-
translate it.
Yeah, and it's remotely controlled, right, by this phone. And I remember that the idea of this jacket is when if you try to remove it from a person, it will kind of blow up immediately. So that's the idea. So that's the you cannot, you cannot shoot the person and remove the jacket. So that's they're trying to do. And they were talking about these bearing balls or small steel balls, right? So the explosive itself, it could be a problem, but to scale the damage, right? To make the damage more kind of crucial, we put small metal things inside the plate, right? And they kind of small bullets. They destroy everything. What else?
And that's the idea behind a fragmentation grenade. A fragmentation grenade, if you remember the shape of it, it's got thick areas and thin areas. When it explodes, the thin areas break and the thick areas become bullets that go in all directions and hit people and kill them. So he just had more bullets. He had 1,400 bullets going in all directions. Yeah.
And though his uniform doesn't look like a special parade uniform to me, but he had his medals on his chest, right? So probably it was his last way. Right?
It's a working uniform. It's just a working uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, we can see a flag, American flag here. Probably it's mandatory, I guess, in some places, I guess. Because in some military bases, I have seen many flags many times.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like there might be a boat oar over on the right, that white thing. I don't know why it would be there, but maybe for a Navy person, a boat oar might be a kind of a trophy or an award because it's water, related to water. I don't know.
Kind of say. And a few diplomas on the wall, right? But maybe it's not diploma. Something to be proud of. Right?
Yeah, an award, probably a letter of commendation.
Thank you for your 15 years of serving to this country.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's all. So we can see wires, right? Black and white. And whenever we see a movie in Hollywood movie about blasting device, so it's always which one to cut, red or blue, red or blue. So
yeah,
to prevent the blast.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you cannot dodge 1,400 bullets, right?
If it was only a couple, it might miss you, but 1,400 of them, you're going to be Swiss cheese.
Right. And by the blast, how it was in the movie, it was pretty powerful detonation. I remember because it was a lot of damage made to the building. Right?
Yeah, I wasn't laying outside looking at the building and said, is anything going to happen? Boom. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's call it a day for today. And we are close. We are that close to know everything, right? So next week we have a final episode. Should we have a bet, Jihan? What do you think? Let's make a bet. Will Reece survive at the end? What do you think?
No, I don't think.
He will die, right?
Because he already had the tumor, so.
Okay, but do you remember this Spanish doctor? He said, I can cure you, but you don't have to left your revenge aside.
And it's too late to. Like he wastes some days.
Okay.
And recall that on the terminal list, on the cap table identified everybody by name except for the last entry. That was a company name called Oberon Analytics. So the question is, who is that? Is that Hartley? We'll find out next episode.
Yeah, this is interesting. Maybe there going to be someone else, right, on this list.
A twist.
Let's wait for it. Okay, thank you very much for discussion. Thank you very much for materials. I'm going to read them again. Bye.
Bye, everyone.